You did it again 5 minutes ago. You walked into an empty room, and before you even sat down, you reached for your phone. You turned on a video, a podcast, music, anything. You didn't even care what it was. You just needed a voice to fill the space. Because the alternative is terrifying. You think you love background noise. You tell yourself it helps you focus. You tell yourself you just like being entertained. But that is a lie. You don't love the noise. You are just terrified of what happens when it stops. Think about last night. You were exhausted. Your eyes were burning. But you stayed awake for another hour, staring at a screen that didn't even interest you. You kept scrolling, looking at lives you don't care about, watching things you will forget by morning. You knew you should sleep, but every time you thought about turning off the screen and putting the phone face down, a heavy, cold feeling settled in your chest. So you kept scrolling. You stayed awake until your brain completely shut off. You didn't go to sleep. You escaped into it. Let's look at what you are actually doing throughout your day. Whenever you cook, you need a video playing next to the stove. Whenever you drive, the radio is loud or a podcast is talking over your thoughts. Whenever you walk to the bathroom, your phone is already in your hand. You have engineered a life where there is not a single second of true silence. You think you are just a modern person with a short attention span. You think it's just how the world works now. But here is the part no one tells you. You are not looking for entertainment. You are running an active, exhausting security operation against your own mind. The background noise is not a companion. It is a shield. It is a wall of sound you build every single morning to keep something out, or rather, to keep something in, because you know exactly what happens the moment the noise stops, the moment the room goes completely cold and quiet. The thoughts find you. The memories you thought you buried start to breathe. The doubts about your life, your choices, your future, all step out of the shadows. And suddenly, you are trapped in a room with the one person you spend your entire life trying to avoid, yourself. You have become a stranger to your own soul. Every time a real emotion tries to surface, you drown it. If you feel a wave of sadness coming on, you open an app to shock your brain with adrenaline. If you feel a sudden pang of loneliness, you open a chat, looking for validation. If you feel anxiety about your future, you put on a loud, distracting show to numb the panic. You treat your mind like a dangerous animal that needs to be constantly sedated with content. And this is where it gets dangerous, because emotions do not die just because you refuse to listen to them. They don't disappear. They just wait. They sit in the dark corners of your subconscious, absorbing all that nervous energy. They grow heavier. They grow darker. And because you never allow yourself to process them in the quiet moments of the day, they mutate. They turn into that chronic background anxiety you feel the second you wake up. They turn into that random irritability you take out on people who don't deserve it. They turn into that sudden, crushing weight that hits you on Sunday evenings for no apparent reason. You think you are dealing with everyday stress, but you aren't. You are dealing with an accumulation of unexamined life. You are carrying around months, maybe years, of unspoken grief, unmade decisions, and unexpressed anger. And you are holding it all down with a cheap pair of headphones. Think about the conversations you have with yourself when the battery dies. Those few seconds when the Wi-Fi disconnects. The sudden panic. The urgent need to fix the connection. It's not because you miss the content. It's because the silence feels like a physical weight pressing down on your chest. It forces you to look at the gap between who you are and who you pretend to be. But that is not the real problem. The real problem is what this constant noise is doing to your identity. When you never sit in silence, you lose the ability to know what you actually think. Your opinions belong to the creators you listen to. Your desires belong to the people you watch. Your fears are shaped by algorithms designed to keep you angry, addicted, and afraid. You have consumed so many other people's words that your own inner voice has become a faint whisper. You don't even know what your own voice sounds like anymore. You are living a life completely dictated by distraction. And the tragedy is, you think this keeps you safe. You think that by avoiding the silence, you are avoiding the pain. But you aren't. You are just dragging the pain out. You are turning a sharp, necessary moment of confrontation into a lifelong, dull ache. You are trading a few uncomfortable minutes of self-reflection for a lifetime of chronic numbness. Look at your hands right now. Look at the device you are holding. It is a miracle of technology. But for you, it has become a cage. A beautifully designed, glowing prison that keeps you from ever having to face who you are. It is time to stop running. The thoughts you are terrified of are not your enemies. The anxiety waiting for you in the quiet is not there to destroy you. It is just a backlog of messages your mind has been trying to deliver to you for months. It is your brain begging you to pay attention to your own life. It is your heart asking you to heal the things you keep pretending aren't broken. You do not need more information. You do not need another video. You do not need to know what a stranger on the internet thinks about the world today. You need to know what you think. You need to know how you feel. And the only way to find out is to let the noise die. The next time you walk into an empty room, do something incredibly brave. Don't reach for your pocket. Don't turn on the television. Don't open an app. Just sit down. Let the room be cold. Let the air be completely still. And let whatever is waiting for you in that silence finally speak. It will feel uncomfortable at first. Your heart might beat a little faster. Your hand will twitch, wanting to grab your phone. But if you stay still, if you breathe through the discomfort, the tension will break. The shadows will lose their power, and you will realize that the person waiting for you in the quiet isn't someone to be feared. It's just someone who has been incredibly lonely, waiting for you to finally come home. Turn off this video. Put the phone down, and just listen. If you felt completely exposed by this, hit subscribe. Let's stop running together.